Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B Plus podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one. Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. On bar.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy. Yeah.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia.
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Number 4. Armbar.
I will never retire.
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the most must-listen-to podcast in all of Australia. Welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I am your host, C-Jaii, and we get through one hell of a week of the main roster in WWE. That's right, it's Thursday, so you know what that means. It is time for a review from the WWE Universe. I am once again finally joined by Danders. How you doing?
I'm well. I missed you last week, CJ.
I missed
hope
you too,
missed me
Danders.
too. I'm living large as always. How about yourself?
Doing great after this week of WWE. Wow.
Hasn't it been fantastic?
They're stepping up their game heading into WrestleMania.
They really are. This is the first time in a long time that watching RAW and Smackdown both hasn't been a chore. I've loved Smackdown this year. I think it's been fantastic, but I've made no secret with you and with Greg that Raw has been a struggle for me this year.
Yeah.
Even with, it's mostly just the 3-hour format, but what a couple of days we have had. I can't get my words right this evening.
Yeah, well, you're right. It was a fantastic couple of days. And to kick it off, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Kicking off the show, we have a really nice package of how Roman Reigns actually, it's not nice that he announced his leukemia. It was well put together. I will admit it was well put together. But Roman comes out with a new shirt saying, "We fight, we overcome, we believe." And his symbol's been turned into a ribbon. I really like that.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
This was a really, really nice shirt, and to be honest, the moment it's released, I'm getting one because it is a beautiful shirt. However,
Absolutely. Yep.
we finally have a Roman Reigns update.
Mm.
He is clear. He is in remission. The big dog is back on Monday Night Raw.
He is. This was a really beautiful moment, and it's been very odd with Roman Reigns because the internet wrestling community has spent so long hating him, and everyone's done a 180. Look, as they should. Seeing Joe as a person, has really helped turn that around, and seeing this and the support and just hearing how good he is on the mic, separate from the issues, he's very good on the mic, and we don't maybe previously we didn't appreciate that because it was just so busy booing him and listening to the cheesy shit he had to say. And it was just really engaging to watch. It wasn't a sob story. It was really moving. I think I only cried twice during this.
Only? I cried when his entrance music hit. For two reasons. One, because I can't hear that silly song that Unchained plays. But the other one, because this hits close to heart for leukemia. To know that he's in remission and he's overcome it, this is fantastic news.
It really is. It was a great start to Raw. I think that they perhaps maybe could have kept it under wraps and just had him come out. I think that would have made it more powerful. But, I guess if it gets bums in seats.
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
But Big Dog is back. It is great. I just love to point out that Seth comes out to give him a hug. That was a really nice touch too.
That really was.
Unnecessary, but it was a nice touch.
It was nice.
The first match of Monday Night Raw, we see two NXT members, Aleister Black and Ricochet, versus the Raw Tag Team Champions and the Revival.
So, I'm in my head, this is how I see it. Vince McMahon's got the Revival. He's begging them to stay in the boardroom or whatever. He's like, please, guys, please. I'll put the belts on you. And then I'll job you out to everyone who comes across. But I'll put the belts on you. But I'm going to drop you out.
That's what went through my head too. I was kind of like, the moment we saw, by the way, Aleister Black and Ricochet defeat the Revival. But as soon as the Revival ate the pin, I was like, oh, that's all right. They're jobbing again. All right. They had a one-match winning streak, but that's okay.
Yeah. There was, when I saw them facing Aleister Black and Ricochet, I was like, no one wins in this situation.
Yeah.
Because if, Ricochet and Black, they would need to win to get over with the crowd. But what does that say for, one, the Revival, who they've just put the belts on, and two, I had this discussion with Greg that NXT should not ever be booked to be stronger than WWE. WWE should always be the main goal. So WWE should always be stronger. And these are two fantastic competitors, and they're very beloved by the NXT and the extended WWE universe. But what's it to say about the Raw Tag Division if these two, essentially rookies, are coming up and beating their champs?
No, that's exactly right. These guys have come out, unless you watch the NXT sessions, so NXT and NXT UK on the WWE Network, or you listen to the greatest podcast in Australia, you really don't know who these guys are. That's the thing, is unless you're an indie darling or you're an NXT fan, you do not know who Tommy and or Ricochet have been.
And, excuse my ignorance, they're not a tag team, are they?
No, under no circumstances have they ever tagged. Well,
no, because
maybe in the Indies,
I remember Black, a while ago he had the NXT championship and Ricochet had the North American.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
This whole thing.
Thumbs down. This gave me a thumbs down. I gave this a thumbs down, I should say.
Yeah. So just flat out, NXT out wrestled the WWE Tag Team Champions. That's just not right at all. However, the next segment, I should say, made me confused as well, as we got Elias in the ring, and as he goes to talk, we get Lacey Evans doing her little strut. I'm confused.
I hate her. This annoys me. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm doing a Lacey Evans right now.
I feel like
I guess that she's meant to be a heel.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, you know that thing in Liar Liar where it's like, here she comes to wreck the day. That's whenever, You're probably not old enough for that movie.
No, I remember that movie. I love that movie. But no, you're 100% right. Like, she comes out and everyone's just kind of like, oh, okay, sure. But taking all this in, though, there are rumors that WWE, once Ronda Rousey leaves the WWE, they're going to have Lacey Evans become the next big thing. That's their goal, apparently.
Yeah, it's because Vince loves Charlotte. So he wants to have he wants to have a Charlotte on each show.
No, that's
so why not
exactly
just have the closest thing that looks like Charlotte? Bang.
All right, so can we start calling Lacey Evans Charlotte 2.0?
No, they're player 1 and player 2. Because remember
Player
in the
1,
Royal
player 2.
Rumble,
Alright.
they were all in red and then all in blue.
That's
Lacey was all in
right.
blue. Yeah.
Yep.
Player 1 and player 2. So, yeah.
All right, good point. So we have player 2 comes out and does a little strut. Then Dean Ambrose comes out to interrupt Elias, only to ask if Elias knows dirty deeds. That was really, really bad. And then, of course, DDT's Elias after asking for a no DQ match against Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, this, had that been in Australia, it would be different because Dirty Deeds is by AC/DC. It's an Australian song.
Yeah.
It'd be a bit different. But most of the people in the crowd, it's not even like in AC/DC's 5 biggest songs. No one's gonna know that that's a song. This was odd. I didn't like it.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the crowd was like, "What's Dirty Deeds?
Yeah.
Isn't that his finisher? Is he just going to attack him? Like, what's going on?" And then everyone in Australia is like, he mentioned us.
Yeah. What are they doing with Drew McIntyre?
What are they doing with Elias?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm so confused with this whole segment. But it was pretty quick, so I liked it. Next up, we had Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan from the Riot Squad, with Liv Morgan at ringside, of course.
I liked this because it had Becky Lynch in it. That's my favourite part.
Yeah, that's right. Becky Lynch made her return to Monday Night Raw, being that it was, through the crowd and attacking Ronda again. But we saw Becky Lynch, so that's okay. Becky eventually does get arrested after a quick little brawl, if you can call it a brawl, between Ronda Rousey and herself. Gets arrested, led to the back, making the match a no contest, because technically no... Actually, I think the bell rang though, so it would technically be classed as a disqualification, and the Riot Squad defeat... No, Natalya would technically win, wouldn't they? Because she attacked Natalya first.
I've got the official result as being a no contest.
Yeah, see, that's weird, because the bell rang when Becky Lynch attacked Natalya. So it technically should have been a disqualification. But, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, results are weird. However,
when this happened... Sorry.
No, go on.
When this happened, when Becky was hauled away in handcuffs, what part of you was like, she's coming out to crash Ric Flair's birthday in a beer truck or a Zamboni or a milk truck or an Irish whiskey truck or like a big ginger hair truck, something? What was that going through your mind?
No, I didn't even think of it. I was like, no, she's gone for the night. That's it. We'll see you now at Fastlane.
Oh, young child.
After Fastlane. See, no, that's the thing is, I don't see her as the Stone Cold version. Like, everyone I talk to is like, oh, Becky Lynch is just doing what Stone Cold Steve Austin did. And I'm like, you know what? No, I see the similarities, but I don't see why everyone's making it such a big deal.
Were you around for the Austin era?
No, I wasn't around for the Austin era, but I did catch up on the WWE Network for $9.99.
Awesome plug. To be fair, I probably wouldn't have even thought of it if it wasn't pointed out, but now that it's been pointed out, it's all that I can see. The injury angle, the being arrested angle, it does reek of Stone Cold, especially with the Vince McMahon part, which is just, I know we'll get to that when we talk about SmackDown. I just feel like Vince McMahon seems like, this is a beautiful story. Would be a shame if someone shat all over it.
Which is pretty much all of Vince's bookings, or mine, but
we just don't need him involved. Anyway, that's what I thought. I thought Becky was coming back because there's very, very rarely a birthday or a wedding or something that goes smoothly in WWE.
No,
so
that's exactly
that's what I anticipated. But I was happily proven wrong.
Yeah. So, to me, I found it was a really nice segment. However, it did lead into Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey's confrontation. So Ronda did come out and call out Vince. She called out the boss. And she was like, you know what, if you want to be the man, come face me like a man. And enter Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, I don't actually know the lyrics to her song either. That's all I get in my head. No, so over the time, we do get Ronda being like, no, you need to reinstate Becky. We need this match. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching my back. She goes on to call the title a gaudy accessory. But did I say that right? Gaudy accessory?
Gaudy accessory, yeah.
She was saying that the title no longer means anything. And that's the thing is, I now feel like they're kind of shafting this title back a little bit, so I can see what they mean. But when when she went on to drop the title at Stephanie's feet and being like, make the right decision, I was kind of like, oh, okay, they're bringing it back. This is good.
Yeah, I liked this. The thing that's been on my mind is that Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka worked their asses off to make the SmackDown belt the most hotly contested title in WWE.
Yep.
Of all the belts, it was the most looked into belt. Like, people wanted to know what was happening there. And Raw is always going to be pushed as the A show. It's always going to be.
Always.
Maybe it's going to be different now with Fox, but the focus has been so bluntly moved from, because I get why Becky won the Rumble. She gets to pick her champion. She wants to pick Ronda. That makes sense. Charlotte, a SmackDown performer who doesn't have an automatic title shot going after this belt, is messy. It's making Asuka look like a fucking joke, and it's messy. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm on board with the triple threat now. I think that they've, if that's where it goes, we assume that's where it's going.
Yeah,
they've screwed us around to the point where, okay, we're all right with a triple threat.
Yeah.
But this was great by Ronda. I'm very critical with Ronda because I think that she's god awful on the mic. She's not perfect, but she's coming in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, there's still bits of improvement that she could have. And 100%, like, she was stuttering so badly during this segment. But I was just kind of like, alright, she's actually getting in Steph's face. Like, her promo work was getting better, that's for sure. You know who could have done better? Who could have helped her with this? Arn Anderson. Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry. This comes from news that Arn Anderson was released this week. However, Ronda could use a little bit more practice heading into Mania for a mic, but I think it still worked in her favor for this promo.
Yeah, I think, look, you could write this off if you don't know her, that she's stuttery and stuff, because she's really angry. She's angry to the point where she can't find her words. That's how I chose to write it off. I know that's not the case, but I think it was a lot better. She looked really strong, and I think she made a good point about the belt. Like, they've got this title on her, and then they're just putting jobbers in her way. They're not letting her have any. Like, obviously, Ruby Riott and everything should be treated as serious competition, but they're not. They're not being booked like serious competition. So it does look meaningless, and I think that she did an awesome spot here. If this hadn't have been Roman and at the start, and then we'll get to what happens at the end, this would be the top spot of the night for me.
Oh, definitely. But moving on from that awesome segment, we had Jinder Mahal in the ring complaining about something. To be honest, I tuned out. I actually couldn't tell. However, Kurt Angle jumped into Monday Night Raw and had a match again. So is he returning as a full-time competitor?
I don't know. And I've said this before, Kurt Angle should be special. It should be special when he comes out. And it's not, because he comes out all the time. And like at the end, in the last thing where they're bringing out all these big people, it's like Shawn Michaels, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Kurt Angle. It's like, Kurt Angle we saw fucking last week. Like, what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
I couldn't understand why they brought Kurt Angle out. I'm like, we literally just saw him not even like 20 minutes ago, but sure.
This, I guess they were trying to get Jinder some cheap heat here. I don't know. This was one of the low points of the night. I was not interested in this at all.
Yeah. But in the end, we saw Kurt Angle actually getting a victory on Monday Night Raw by defeating Jinder Mahal.
Mhm.
And then we move into a moment of bliss. This confused me.
Can someone just call Buddy Murphy and just make sure that he's okay? Because his woman is just hitting on everyone. I'm not okay with this.
This was like so weird. Like, is WWE trying to get a bit more risque with this moment of bliss situation? I
don't like this side of Alexa Bliss either. I don't like the creepy, flirty side, especially with faces.
No, it just doesn't work well.
I guess it works a little bit better if it's like with a heel. I can understand. But this is, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're a bad guy and you're like hitting on the good guy. I didn't like it. I felt, cringe.
Yeah, it was very, very strange. But in the end, we ended up getting interrupted by Lio Rush, who comes out and be like, you know what? You don't deserve that Intercontinental Championship, leading into a match for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor defending against Lio Rush, and of course Balor getting the victory after what I thought was a really decent match.
Yeah, Rush looked fantastic. I'm a big critic of his. I guess because we only hear him on the mic, and I get we're supposed to hate him. We don't see a whole lot of him in the ring, and I thought in the ring he was fantastic. Oh,
in the ring he can move. Like a match between. So there was a match between Lio Rush and Ricochet a couple of years back, which was in an indie circuit. That blew my mind. That match alone showed me who Lio Rush and Ricochet were. And then when they're both in WWE, I'm like, can you just give them a match? Any match on Monday Night Raw between those two. That would show everyone what they can do.
Yeah, I think people, especially if you are not sort of on the outside of straight up WWE, probably not going to appreciate that just with the way that Leo has been booked, but definitely bring it up. So I assume that we're going to see him move away from Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And
I can see it coming.
Eventually build him up.
Yeah. And well, straight after Lio Rush's match, we get Lio Rush again, but this time being the hype man for one Bobby Lashley, in what should have been a match between Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. However, before the bell, Lashley attacked Strowman out of anger. They ended up going back and forth, with Strowman laying out both Lashley and Rush, causing a no match result, because technically the bell never rang. That's the whole segment. Don't care.
I can't give, Braun Strowman is just like that ex that you dated in high school, and it's like, you're nothing but a disappointment to me. And it's not his fault. It's the way he's been booked is, we really want you to care about Braun Strowman. Just kidding. Oh, but he's Mr. Money in the Bank. He's a monster in the bank. But now he's not. It's like, what the fuck do you want from me? All I'm getting when Braun Strowman comes out is something with Lashley or McIntyre or Lio Rush, or is there another one?
Well, it's now Elias.
Now, that's what I'm getting, and I don't want that, so it can fuck off.
Pretty much. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, this leads into the next match, Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre in a no disqualification match, which was actually a decent back and forth match until Elias attacked Dean Ambrose as a revenge attack from earlier in the night. So, eventually it does help Drew McIntyre get the win. But then after the win,
Baron Corbin is the other one.
Baron Corbin's the other one.
That's the other one. He's coming in. Yeah.
Speaking of Corbin, he comes into the ring with Bobby Lashley, and they team up with Elias. For some reason, the moment Elias jumped in the ring with them, I'm like, okay, this is a faction I can get involved because I actually like Elias, but none of the others.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is cool now. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I still want Corbin off TV. However, they end up hitting the ring, attacking Dean Ambrose. Enter Seth Rollins with the steel chair. Enter Roman Reigns with his hands. I'm sorry, I had to put that there. Seth needs a weapon? He's going up against Brock. Come on. Anyway, they lay out everyone else. So they pretty much just bury those 4 competitors, leave Dean Ambrose lying in the ring and walk away looking back like disappointed brothers. That's all I got from this. They're like, we're here to pick up your dirty work.
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand it. This was just a weird little segment because they're not the Shield. I don't think a Shield reunion will happen for quite a while now. But it was just kind of like, I don't know, like older brothers coming back to protect the younger brother, and then that was it.
But we've spent the last 4 months trying to hate Dean Ambrose and his fucking ugly sheep wool jacket thing. Like, fucking, and then
great.
It's so fucking ugly. Oh my god. and it's like what a rebel in a shitty 80s film would wear. But I digress. And it's, being like, Renee, what's going on with Dean Ambrose? Renee, what's going on with your husband? Don't you know Renee? And it's like,
yeah, that annoys
like, what
me
do you want from me? Like, just give me something I can invest in.
Yeah.
That was nice seeing Roman back.
It's definitely good to see Roman back on TV, especially in remission.
Mm-hmm.
And then it rolls into the final match of Monday Night Raw, Bayley versus Nia Jax, where Bayley pretty much got tossed around for half the match, then ended up getting the win. This was so weird. But Bayley defeated Nia Jax, and of course, coming into Fastlane, we will have the first ever defense for the women's tag team titles. Boss and Hug Connection defending against the Samoan Slaughterhouse in Nia Jax and Tamina. So their first title defense has been announced. I'm not excited for it because I could see this coming. But yeah.
Retain forever.
Oh, not forever. I'd like to see Riot Squad hold it. But for now.
Not forever, but for now.
Yeah. Hold it until you get your dream match between Trish Stratus and Lita at WrestleMania.
No. Didn't you watch Evolution? Please, Lita. I love you, but just be sassy on Twitter. I don't need you in the ring. Just be sassy on Twitter.
Ah, yes. But then, of course, we move into a bit that everyone has been hyping. Everyone is excited for. The legends are here. The Ric Flair celebration for his 70th birthday. Apparently, this was a thing. Woo!
You interrupted my woo there. How rude. Yeah. I fully expected Becky Lynch coming out. Where was Becky Lynch?
No, that's exactly right. Becky Lynch didn't come out. However, Shawn Michaels, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Kurt Angle, and Sting all came out. I think this
Sting
was just
a nice touch. Sting was really nice. I knew that Ricky Steamboat was coming out. I get so confused because I call Ricky South Ricky Dreamboat. And so, saying Ricky Steamboat is it doesn't feel right to me.
Yes.
Anyway, this took a really interesting turn. And I think that this caught the surprise of everyone watching. I don't think there was anyone watching saw this coming.
Before we do move on to the big surprise, I do want to mention, did you notice how Sting did not even look at Seth Rollins? He turned his back to Seth when he came through.
Not notice that.
Yeah, if you go back and watch it, when Sting comes through the Superstars, he physically turned his back to Seth Rollins and did not look at him. Could he be harboring some bad energy?
I don't think he would make it that obvious. I think that if that was the case, if it wasn't either accidental or a work, I think that Sting has too much integrity to be so petty on such a public stage.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a little weird moment. I just didn't understand it, but I guess it just kind of happened.
It could be. That's just from what I know about Sting, which is nothing personal. But yeah, potentially I'll have to rewatch it. I didn't see it, to be honest.
Okay. However, Ric Flair was announced he was going to make his entrance. And this is where the surprise happens. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm so excited.
I am excited. The part where I think, because my partner works in broadcasting, so I had to show him this part, the part where he drags the cameraman, where you can see him dragging the cameraman.
Yeah.
We were both in tears. Like, that was obviously, like, watching it the first time, it was like, holy shit, what's happening? What's Becky gonna do? And then it was like, that's not Becky.
But yeah, as soon as it cut backstage, I'm like, okay, Becky's attached. But no.
Yeah.
But no, the gentleman that we are talking about making his return to Monday Night Raw is none other than the Animal, Batista.
Indeed. And when was the last time you heard such a pop for I keep calling him Blue-tista, for Batista?
Back before 2009.
Absolutely.
Easy.
It's been a hot minute.
Oh, yeah.
So this was great. The way they did this, the closing of the door, and then Flair's selling when he's being dragged out by the collar. I thought he was dead. I was like, this is a shoot. He went JBL Blue Meanie on him. He's taken him out.
Oh, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh shit, has he actually like attacked him? Like, Ric Flair was red in the face, he was out cold, and he was just kind of like laying there, just being dragged.
And he looks to the camera, he goes, have I got your attention now, Hunter?
I like that touch. I like that touch. Because rumor mills have been going for months that Triple H has been like, no, I don't want to match with Batista. Don't want to match with Batista. And now all of a sudden,
I think it was also like, Marvel aren't going to let him wrestle. Marvel are not going to let him wrestle. He's pure money at the moment. They're not letting him put anything in danger.
No,
and why would he want to risk anything? So, yeah, I was, even with the little sneaky thing on the SmackDown 1000, that hint, I thought, it's not going anywhere.
See, I was the same. I was like, no, not going nowhere. Well, they're just going to like talk and have like a rant over Twitter or something. But no, this looks like it could be heading somewhere.
Yeah, and it means that Triple H has a match for Mania, which reinforces that Stephanie McMahon is not going to be facing Becky Lynch. It's just deep in my heart. I can feel like Becky Lynch and Finn Balor versus Stephanie and Anyway, that's feeling further away now, which I'm very grateful for.
Yes, very far away. However, this is leading, by the looks of it, into a WrestleMania match. I would like to see it if like Batista's like not anywhere to be seen for the next couple of weeks, and then like at Fastlane he attacks someone else, and then a couple of weeks later attacks someone else before he eventually makes his return at WrestleMania. And that's when they come face to face for the first time is at WrestleMania.
If they did something similar to, remember when Seth Rollins faced Triple H? It was a couple of years ago now, and he like showed up at NXT and things like that. But they've done that a fair bit now. Like they did that with Becky and Charlotte at NXT and things like that. So maybe not that, but something like that. Like just him stalking him and having Triple H maybe being a little bit scared, a little bit watching over his shoulder and things like that. Yeah, would be good.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see this coming into fruition. To be honest, I had to crack a Marvel joke, though. The moment Batista stopped moving on screen, I was like, oh, shit, where'd he go? Oh, nah, there he is. But that's my nerdiness coming out of me. However, that closed the show for Monday Night Raw, and we head into SmackDown Live.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey everyone, just want to take a second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, OUTBREAK NUTRITION. OUTBREAK NUTRITION are creating supplements for survival, sharper minds, quicker reflexes, all the energy you need to take your performance to the next level, whether that be on the field, in the gym, on the gaming field. That's right, they have specifically designed gaming supplements as well to help you focus on those late night sessions. They even sell coffee, you guys, at OUTBREAK NUTRITION. You can get coffee pods, you can get coffee beans, you can get supplements for the bedroom as well if you want to enhance your performance there. These are performance enhancing supplements for every aspect of your life, specifically designed by gamers, for gamers, to stay fit and healthy in the gym, to stay sharp and focused on the game, and to dominate in all areas of life. So check out OUTBREAKNutrition.com, and for being a listener of our podcast, they will give you 10% off your order when you enter the code B+. That is BPLUS at checkout. So make sure if you want to stay on top of your game, if you want to take your performance to the next level, OUTBREAKNUTRITION.com. Enter the code B+ at checkout. Hey guys, before we get started, I just wanted to take a second to tell you about the Muscle Hustle. It is a super fun grappling related game that you can get on your mobile device that allows you to collect, train, and promote a completely original roster of wrestlers. And they all have unique abilities that you can combine and train up and equip new gear. And you build a team of these guys to take on other teams and challenge for championships. It's really, really fun. There's also PvP stuff. I haven't even touched that yet. Like, I'm just having so much fun with the single player stuff. There's a whole campaign where you go around all the different territories trying to win the world titles. Really, really fun game to play. And just because you listen to the B+, the great guys and girls over at the Muscle Hustle app are going to give you some fantastic rewards. So if you enter in the code the B+ when you play from the promo code in the settings menu, you're going to get 25 gold to go towards building up your team and training your team. It's going to give you a leg up against the competition. So click the link in the show notes, download the app, enter the code the B+, and I'll see you in the ring.
Alrighty, so SmackDown Live opened with Daniel Bryan looking very organic in his weird vegan clothes with everyone's favourite ginger beard pirate. I think Rowan is the real ginger douche, not Becky. Rowan is the ginger douche. And they're sitting at the table looking ready to sign some contracts when out come the New Day. And to a huge pop, everyone loving Kofi, which is great. Yeah. And lots of "you deserve it" chants, which brought tears to my eyes. It's been a lot of crying this week.
It has. It's been a really intense week.
Yeah. And so we had this, and then I think Vince McMahon accidentally picked up the run sheet for Raw and comes out and says, "No, you're not going in this match. Kevin Owens is going in this match," to a huge pop. The crowd obviously being very confused because it's like, no, we want Kofi, but we also love Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it was really strange that this moment happened because it was like, everyone loves Kofi, and then this is like, no, you don't get Kofi. You don't get Kofi. You get Kevin.
It's like, we like Kevin. It's like, you know that meme with the guy he's like, this is a great car, but I like this one.
Yeah. Like,
we love Kevin Owens, and we want to see him in a title match at Mania. Just not this title match at Mania.
No, it was really strange to say, but of course we get the match change. We have Kevin Owens facing off against I forgot his name, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, and I saw a tweet which made a lot of sense, like as it would. I think now with this, we're getting Kofi at Mania is what it feels like.
Yeah.
And we want Kofi Mania. We don't want Kofi Fastlane. We want Kofi Mania.
Kofi Mania is running wild. Sorry, I had to do that. That was a horrible impression.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I only realize how often I sing on these podcasts when I listen back to them, and I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to sing. I'm pretty sure I've sung twice already. So this was odd because it wasn't like the Raw women's title one, because it was like Charlotte. Kevin Owens has played a bit of a work on us where he's like, I'll be back in a few weeks. I'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks. I'm still a month away.
Yep.
I hate pineapple on pizza. My kids spent too much money at the movies. Like, I've been loving those little skits.
They should have done those skits the entire time he was gone.
At least for a little bit longer. It kind of seems like they've just slotted them in randomly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to do some little C-Jaii shit booking right now. I can do a little bit of gimmick infringement.
Let's do it, because I don't think I actually have anything this week.
But what if we had this match at Fastlane, Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens, and another returning star, Sami Zayn, does the run-in, costs Kevin Owens the match. Starts beating up on Kevin Owens. A few hard punches. Causes the win for Kevin Owens, but of course not the title change.
That's a good way to do it.
And then those two have a match at Mania. I know that they've had the last time ever or whatever, but I will never get sick of watching Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fight. I think they know themselves
Yeah.
so well. They know each other so well that their fights are always amazing. Just a little, I remember a throwback to like whatever the first one is that they did together. I think it might have been 2016, their first Manias.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bit where Sammy throws Kevin Owens off the ladder and Owens hits another ladder that's on the ground, and you can see the look of fear in Sammy's eyes, like, oh my God, I've killed him. Like, it was a really beautiful moment. Anyway, I don't think that that's going to happen, but I think that we're getting Kofi Mania.
Definitely. And you know what? Let's go into C-Jaii shit booking here for a minute. You just give me an idea. What if, because Rowan is in Bryan's corner, Sami Zayn makes his return to being KO's corner. However, Kevin Owens actually does get the win. Daniel Bryan ends up in another match at Mania, something completely different. But we get Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania after a heel turn by Kevin Owens.
No, I thought you were going somewhere else with that. I thought you were going with maybe Rowan gets involved and perhaps one of his former Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt is set to make his return soon. By the sounds of it, he has been cleared. He's been putting his cryptic tweets all over Twitter saying he will be back. He is coming back soon. So potentially,
maybe have him come out and corrupt Rowan or something, because that would make sense as to why Rowan is with Daniel Bryan, because now I'm just like, because they both like flannel, is that? I don't get why they're together.
Flannel bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's a really good point. We do have Bray Wyatt sometime soon making his return to the ring, so it could be interesting to see the lights go out at Fastlane, Bray Wyatt standing in the ring, attacks Daniel Bryan, Rowan attacks Daniel Bryan, the lights come back out. As the lights come back on, the ref is like, oh, what's happened? Daniel Bryan's in the ring. Daniel Bryan's like laying flat in the ring. KO takes advantage, pins Daniel Bryan. We have a new WWE champion, only holding it until WrestleMania, till we get Kofi Kingston's moment.
I don't think we're seeing Daniel Bryan lose that vegan belt. I don't think we're seeing him lose that till WrestleMania. If even then, I don't even I'm too skeptical to think that they'll put the belt on Kofi, even though it's what the people want. It's what's best for business. I don't think they're going to do it. They're certainly not going to, in my opinion, take the belt off Bryan before WrestleMania.
True. But would they really want a heel to retain again at WrestleMania? The last couple of years, the heel has sort of defended and retained, and it's been booed out of the building.
It was AJ Styles won last year. He beat Shinsuke.
Yeah, but Brock also won last year, didn't he?
Yeah, true. Sorry, I thought we were talking about, you mean the belts in general. I guess it feels like maybe although Brock won against Goldberg the year before.
Yeah.
And I guess Goldberg was face there, and then Roman won the year before, but he beat Triple H, but we forget that he was face because everyone was booing him.
Everyone booed him out of the building anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, and Seth Rollins won the year before, and he was heel as well. So we've had a lot of heel retainings.
Yeah.
Retainers, yeah.
No, that's exactly right. So
it would be good for a face. Cool. I would love for it. I'm gonna send through later on. I'm gonna send through some of my screenshots from 2015 when I was most in love with Kofi Kingston.
Please, that sounded
yeah. So speak of hypothetical returns and actual returns, we get another return with Woken Matt Hardy returns with his brother Jeff, who's been around for a while.
That is exactly right.
And they come back. Yeah, it was good. I guess he was hinting that he was returning. I didn't think it would be so suddenly, and I certainly didn't think it would be straight into in-ring action.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. I thought we'd get like a couple of vignettes, but it was like, nope, here's a nice surprise.
Yeah, so they faced the Bar. There was some. It was an okay match. I thought it was a reasonably safe match that we get from these two teams.
Yep.
Twist of Fate and then the Swanton. for the Hardys to pick up the win.
Yeah, it was a really nice back and forth match. I do want to point out that this was Matt Hardy's return after his final match was August 13th, 2018. That's a long time on the shelf.
Yeah, that's 6 months.
Yeah. But that's okay. Because he's back. But by the sounds of it, he was hinting that his contract was up. And he was saying that this wasn't going to happen.
AE-dub.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to AEW. But by looks of it, WWE had the option to extend their contract for 1 more year, and it looks like that's what they've done.
It does. I hope there's not going to be too much in-ring action because Matt he was fine in this match, but he's slow. Yeah. His body is... There was a reason that he faked his retirement. Like, everyone was believing that, his time was up. But it's great to see him back, but I don't want to see them in the ring too much. I feel like Jeff can still kind of go on his own.
Yeah, Jeff can still go.
Yeah, he should be getting the last years out of his career. Yeah, I think being as part of the Hardy Boys, as much as they're my favorite tag team of all time, because Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler of all time, but I don't want to see them like this. It's like, you've got like an old dog that's starting to get a bit grey in the muzzle.
But yeah. Matt is of course in the best shape of his career by looks of it, by all the photos he's been putting up on social media. So potentially he could get back into it. Maybe he just had a bit of ring rust. Time will only tell.
I'm probably being a bit harsh.
Oh, C-Jaii's fantasy ship booking. Are we going to get the Usos versus Hardys at Mania?
No, we're not. We might. We maybe. I mean, maybe. I wrote that off too quickly. Perhaps. It's very plausible. They had their Mania moment. I don't think anything will ever top that. Their Mania moment.
Probably not.
Could we see, though? I think it's going to be a little bit too soon, but surely eventually Mysterio and Andrade. Surely this feud is going to lead to them tagging. Please lead to a tagging.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll lead into a tag team or it'll lead into a longer feud down the line where one of them has a title.
Potentially. We jumped ahead a bit here. R-Truth comes out and he is honouring his childhood hero, John Cena.
I love that they're the same age.
I reckon R-Truth is older. R-Truth is old as fuck.
He's not that old, is
he? R-Truth is 47. How old is John Cena?
Is he really 47? Yeah, well, Cena's nearly 40, yeah.
Cena's 41. There's a picture of R-Truth with, like, Tupac, and they're hanging out. So, he's...
Oh, right, yeah, good point.
He's, black don't crack. He looks fantastic, but yeah. So, his childhood hero, John Cena. I popped huge for that. R-Truth is so funny. He's so underrated. He said, he's going to have the open challenge after their 7-second dance break, which I love. I love Carmella. She's so much fun. I'm glad to hear that the home wrecker chance we weren't getting this week.
Yeah,
I think that seems to have died. Maybe it's because I've deleted social media that I don't realize that stuff's happening.
No, I think it's more because it all came out that Graves and his partner had been split for several months prior to Carmella and him hooking up. So I think it's more to the point that everyone's like, oh, okay, so everything was just blown out of proportion because someone got jealous.
Yeah, which is fine. It was handled really well. I thought this was fun. I liked the when Andrade was coming out and then Rey Mysterio comes in, gives him it was very Royal Rumble-esque, the way he bumps him out of the way and then comes into the ring. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And it also gave a possibility for Truth to retain without pinning Andrade. Because Mysterio's the type of performer that can take a pin and it doesn't really affect him. People still think he's a legend, whereas Andrade, he's still quite new to the main roster. This kind of protected him a bit, which I liked.
Yeah, only a little bit though, because he did still cut the loss as R-Truth retained the United States title against both Almas and... Wait, did he drop Cien Almas? Is it now just Andrade?
Yeah, it's just Andrade.
Oh, what is it with Vince and White first names? Oh my gosh.
No, but normally Vince goes for the surnames.
Does he?
Yeah, because like it was Antonio Cesaro. What was Rusev's first name?
No, that was Alexander Rusev. Yep.
Alexander Rusev, so surname.
Tucker and
Okay.
Otis, they dropped their first names.
Yeah. So normally he likes to drop the.
That's really strange.
Neville. Oh, Neville dropped his. Oh yeah, Adrian Neville. So yeah, drop the first name.
Yeah. This
So,
is
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, maybe because he. Yeah, who knows?
It
So,
just
yeah.
happens. Just happens.
This was fine. I thought it was good. It was enjoyable. It was a nice sort of little mid of the show match.
Yep. It
And
was decent.
yeah, and here comes Charlotte coming out. She's she's a great heel. Look, there's no doubt. Proper heel evil Charlotte is perfect. She's playing this role so well. I groan when she comes out, but I remember I meant to hate her. She's doing her job fantastic. So, she's saying that she's the money making guarantee. She's the A1, she's the alpha. Yeah, that's why she was chosen, and everyone is scared of her because she's the fucking queen.
That's pretty much what it seems like, hey. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's Queen Charlotte. We can't get in front of her."
Yeah. So what I also realized is that when Charlotte comes out, she's listed as being from the Queen City, and I realized it's because she's from Charlotte. That's why her name is Charlotte, because that's where she's from. Like that's not her real name, but that's why Yeah. And that's why they say that she's from the Queen City, because if they say that she's Charlotte from Charlotte, it sounds dumb. Fun fact.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah.
Well spotted.
Yeah. So yeah, this was okay. It felt it dragged on a little bit, and I felt it was a little bit but look, it makes Charlotte look bad guy. She looks like the bad guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense why she's coming out on SmackDown to talk about her fight for the Raw title.
Oh, it doesn't, yeah. Once again, we didn't see Asuka this week.
Yeah. Could have used maybe some more Becky. Would have liked it if there was some more Becky, but I feel like if Becky Lynch did the Lacey Evans thing where she just walked out and then walked back, I would be so on board with it. I would be so fine with it.
You just imagine her music hits.
Yeah.
Everyone starts freaking out. She just appears in the crowd and is just kind of like, I give up. And just walks away.
She comes out, sculls a beer, and then goes back. Done. Sold.
No, it'd be Irish whiskey, not beer.
Well, I mean, you can't. I don't think you're going to get that in fucking bumfuck North Carolina. Anyway,
Probably not.
We get Black and Ricochet again defeating a tag team. I guess they're booking these guys as a tag team. I guess that they're going to be a tag team.
Well, they couldn't exactly book DIY to do this spot because DIY is having their own issues on NXT. Spoiler alert. So
you need to say spoiler alert before you say that.
Yeah, I do that the wrong way around. I've always done that. It's bad.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, when they make these guys an official tag team, what are they going to call them?
Oh,
Blackachet. Yeah.
I was going to call the Black and Only, but I was like, no, that doesn't work.
No, especially since the one whose name is Black is not the person who is black. I can imagine that would be very confusing for Vince McMahon. He's like, there's a black one, and there's one that's called Black, but he is not black. Bless all Vince. Anyway.
What about this? In a hint to Aleister Black's indie character, Tommy End, could it be called The Sky's End?
No.
Oh.
Vince McMahon likes to pretend that he created every wrestler ever.
True.
Anyway, this was okay. The Lana coming and confronting them was dumb. I didn't like that at all. Where she was like, you guys are mediocre. I was like, you don't fucking even know what you're fucking talking about, Lana. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like she lost half her accent too, so I'm like, are you Russian?
Yeah.
Are you still Russian? Come on.
Are you still in a hurry? Are you Russian? Oh, that's so bad. But yeah, the match was fine.
Yeah.
I guess them winning over Rusev or beating Rusev and Nakamura made more sense, seeing as these two guys are essentially jobbers now anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was fine. It was okay.
Yeah, it was a good match. I really like the Kinshasa reversal into Fade to Black. That was really nice. Sorry, into good. Black Mass, I should say. Black Mass, not Fade to Black.
I knew what you meant.
At least one of us did.
Next we had Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens. I was just like reading my notes and I'm like, Rowans. I said Rowans in my head. I was like, no, Rowan and Owens. Yeah, this was okay. It was a good way to sort of get everyone in the mix there, get the juices flowing. Yeah. And yeah, a bit of tension between Kofi and KO throughout the match.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and then we got the hot tag with Owens coming in. And yeah, Owens looked great. Like, considering I didn't feel like there was any rust at all. He looked fantastic.
Yeah, he was moving like he hasn't even just had double knee surgery. Like, he did really well.
Yeah, and then there was a stunner.
Yes.
KO did the stunner, which was maybe an homage to Becky Lynch because she wasn't on the show and she's stone cold.
Speaking of Becky Lynch, have you seen how gorgeous her mugshots looked?
Oh my god, didn't she look stunning? I was like,
she looked so good.
It looks like she's backstage, like with the white, like the brick wall. It was like, you could at least like put a little effort into it, like into the background, like make it look like it's prison.
They could have at least like gone to an actual LAPD and just been like, not LAPD, so an actual police department and be like, can we just take a photo in front of the wall, please?
Yeah, they could have done it in advance. Like, they don't need to do it afterwards. But yeah, she looked gorgeous. She's always gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, this match was fun. It was good. I think that this is the first time that Raw has maybe packed a punch more than SmackDown. However, I feel like SmackDown was more of a consistent show. Raw started really strong, finished really strong, had a good bit in the middle, and then a fair bit of filler, whereas SmackDown was just consistently entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, overall, the main roster this week was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. Have we got next week, I believe, is the take-home show.
Is that the next week or is that in 2 weeks?
Nah, Fastlane I'm pretty sure is the 10th in the US, so the 11th here.
Oh.
Which will give it just under a month till Mania.
I'm more excited for Mania. I completely forget Fastlane's even coming up until like I'm watching WWE and they're like, hey, Fastlane. I was like, oh, right.
Yeah, it's because we only had a pay-per-view like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
or 3
exactly
weeks
right.
ago. Like, less. Yeah.
Less than 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're getting a take-home show. I don't care. I love this time of year. This is my favorite time of the year. This is Christmas to me. Fucking love it. I'm excited.
That's exactly right. Then, of course, we didn't just have Raw and SmackDown. We also had 205 Live. Did you get a chance to watch? I'd take that as a no.
Did Buddy retain?
Well, actually, Buddy doesn't have a match till Mania by the sounds of it.
Oh.
Because today we had the first two matches of the WWE Cruiserweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament, where we had Tony Nese defeating Kalisto of Loser House Party via pinfall, and then Drew Gulak defeating Brian Kendrick via referee stoppage with a Gulak by making Brian Kendrick pass out. So we have the first two competitors to proceed within this tournament. Next week it was announced that Humberto Carrillo versus One Lorcan and Akira Tozawa versus Cedric Alexander. So we're in for a couple of good weeks of 205. Of course, one of my main talking points that I really like is Mike Kanellis again is complaining to Drake Maverick about his losses. So they're trying to build something here, and I can't figure out why. However, Drake Maverick, halfway through the show, sends Mike and Maria Kanellis home and says, you know what, Mike, you'll have a match next week. So this is interesting. I can actually get involved in this storyline. I know not too long ago I was like, just release him, let him go to AEW, but I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yep. I'm sorry, I don't have more to add into that. But
That's
go,
fine.
Buddy.
That's exactly right. Go Buddy Murphy into WrestleMania. However, what a week for returns. I am so excited to see what next week brings us. But that is it for a review from the WWE Universe. Danders, where can people find you?
I am on Twitter, only Twitter. I'm on a social media kind of not full hiatus, but cut down a lot, and I have so much free time. So, you can find me getting into fights with people on Twitter at Danderfield. And I've changed my name on Facebook, so none of you can fucking add me because I ask you not to, and you do anyway. So, fuck yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. But just Twitter. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. We can, argue about shit. Good times. Where can we find you, CJ?
You can find me on Facebook at CJ's World and on Instagram at CJ's_world. But collectively, we are the B Plus Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at the B Plus Wrestle because wrestling didn't fit. But you can find us everywhere else as the B Plus Wrestling, as the B Plus Podcast, I should say, or B Plus Wrestling at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere else, including Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/the B Plus. If you want to get on our mission to watch global and support local, that is the place to do it. Every dollar that comes in goes into growing the show and helping get the word about Aussie grabs and everything else with professional wrestling. With Patreon, you can also involve ad-free episodes, custom episodes, call-ins, and all sorts of awesome rewards. So get around it. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined. And as always, thank you for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
So, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family Granunzo.